I derive a tremendous amount of joy from watching things transition from impossible to possible. The idea that the deaf community feels music mainly by getting hit with one wave of vibration coming off of these huge subs and speakers, that's absurd. Maybe we can figure out how to get around the eardrum and come up with this way to project sound onto the skin and create a new music language.
I was basically thinking about instruments, and getting different instruments and distributing through different parts of the body. And I was talking like, let's use, pager motors. I basically cut my trousers and made some straps, then hot gluing everything. It had so many wires. The next prototype, we used paintball vests. Then it was a much more refined idea. And then we had to move towards a wireless prototype. The next prototype, we had the wrist and ankle band, and this is the device that got the most traction. We tried and they're like, this is it.
We had this brilliant prototype, but how do we refine this? How do we improve this? How do we make this more affordable? And then how do we scale this and take this to everybody around the world? And that's when the team at Avnet came in. You've got these engineers who fully subscribe to the mission of Not Impossible, and they're figuring out how to make things better.
So I came on this project as a project manager. It hit all my passions, from the technical complexity all the way through to helping the deaf and hard of hearing community. They absolutely knew what they want the people to experience. But the proof of concept, when I first saw it, was a fairly wrinkly vest and some sweatbands. It was nowhere near a finished product that we could scale.
Avnet was a catalyst, an accelerator of processes, so I could get much further and much faster than I would with our own means.
Early on, you really want to listen and understand completely what they're trying to do. Hear the whole idea, sleep on it, and then come back and say, hey, is this what you're looking for? Our job at Avnet and taking our customers' ideas to mass production is finding the right resources in-house and partners to execute the job effectively. Not Impossible could see the expertise was there to take that idea to reality.
The beautiful part about engineers are they're typically wired not to give up. And we have some of the best engineers on the planet, no doubt. They just relish the idea of having a difficult challenge and accomplishing it.
It was definitely a big undertaking, having all the different areas, and especially wearables with electronics in them. How do we structure it and simplify it in a way that also is of good quality?
Avnet was the right partner because every single person, from the CEO all the way down, brings such an intense passion to all the Not Impossible projects. And I just don't know if that exists someplace else.
We spent probably a good month and a half on the phone every day with the majority of the team around the globe. We had partners doing soft goods design, industrial design, mechanical engineering, software, firmware, electronic engineering, and we even had suppliers in China as well. That's the modern day global development way of doing things.
The fun part about the experience with Avnet thus far is watching it go through the iterative process, and it gets better and better every single time.
We tripled the number of actuators.
We've added accent lights to all the actuators. The product has gone from basically a vest and some really rough soft goods to a nice sleek system. We've reduced the latency greatly, matching the music to the vibration much more closely.
We are where we are right now at this phase of Music Not Impossible because of our partnership with Avnet. Through Music Not Impossible, we have the opportunity now to launch the vision of having an audience who can hear, an audience who can't hear, experience an equality. that never has existed within music.
So the toughest part was really kind of the end. We had a very short timeline to create this complex system, so it was a real team effort, but it was really, really great team.
Whether you can or you can't hear, that doesn't matter anymore. It matters how you feel the music and how that music makes you feel.
We had some deaf people who said they'd never listened or experienced the music before in their life. This was the first time and they were just blown away by it.
Wow, I could feel every single beat. To be honest with you, I cried a little bit during the experience. It just felt so great. With the vest, I felt a way that I had never felt before. This technology is 100% amazing. Thank you so much for the experience.
Every person at Avnet, you guys moved mountains to actually be able to pull this off.
You sit there and you look at that and you say, wow, that's something really special. And our partnership pulled that off.
Understanding that we enabled something, a completely new experience that was unavailable before, kind of putting everyone on the same playing field was very impactful.
We're only here on this planet for a minute, and we have to do the most amount of good while we're here. The relationship that we have with you guys amplifies what the good we're going to be able to do, and in the time we're going to be able to do it.